the second podcast of NMSL 2.0. So we have three guests with us today from the first edition. Welcoming first the icon player of Rebellion Royals, Anshul Palta. Next, from Rebellion Royals again, one of the best defenders we had of last year, Ricket.
बंद कर शोर मत मचाओ यार।
अरे अच्छा ठीक है, आप नहीं होगा।
हाँ तो बंद कर रहे हैं ना,
आप नहीं होगा,
इसलिए बंद कर दो।
And the third guest we have today, he's come all the way from Bangalore only for this, and he was probably the wall of NM Crushers, Melvin Jose.
He's also the first person to clock in the merchandise sales for Crushers. What have you bought, Melvin? Can we have a look at it? Anyway, NMSL 2.0. This is
Great.
anyway, everyone. Welcome to the second podcast of NMSL 2.0. As you can see, we have got very distinguished people with us today. Two of them actually played in MSL 1.0. So let's begin with the questions. ADG.
Question क्या था? Oh, okay. You guys have seen the unveiling of the NM Crushers logo.
Can we have the t-shirt?
Yeah, can we have a zoom in on the logo if we can? Yeah, please.
बाद में कर ले.
It's the most important part. So, can we have some info on the logo?
Yeah, some views on, why it looks like a certain body part.
I thought it was called hammer or something.
Yeah, so this one is hammer for
It's a hammer, but what?
With a star
Of what
on it
kind?
to show that we were champions last year. Something like that.
And if you turn it
around.
yeah, you get to see something written.
Beneath.
At a very strategic position. Why is it so?
Palta would tell us.
I'm at a loss of words. I better show them what I would want to do once they're wearing that t-shirt.
leather shirt.
Why?
Okay, so moving on, let's discuss about the current situation of NMSL, as it's something which is going on right now. So first of all, we would like to get your views on the changed point system that if a team wins on penalties, it gets 2 points, and if it loses, it gets 1 point. So Palta, starting from you, your views on that.
I think it was absurd to start with, frankly speaking. But I talked to Baru and he said that they wanted to do some inflation adjustments with the points. But frankly speaking, I don't really agree with the point system as it stands. But yeah, it does give the teams that have lost on penalties a small ray of hope to sort of come back.
So basically disadvantage to Crushers.
So how do you react to that this time around?
So Melvin.
Yep.
Penalties, if you like, so usually it ends up in a draw of 0-0 points. So even if the winning team gets 2 points, it's okay. At least there's some chance for the other team to qualify to the semi-final stage as well.
So you were fine with the
it's a good initiative, something never tried, not even tried by FIFA, so you can suggest it to them.
What about you, Ricken?
Definitely, it's a change from what it gives teams that, because 10 wins a half, especially when a lot of teams haven't played with each other. First 2-3 games just goes and draws. Obviously, last year we had county draws, so it kind of gives some hope to the team that loses out, because at the end of their penalty is all about luck. So it kind of gives hope to the other team that lost some chance to come back to in the league.
Okay, so we'll come back to the current situation. Just to put on a quick fact, had this rule been in place last in NMSL 1.0, there wouldn't have been much change in the table, except that the semi-final would have been between Crushers and Royals, and the other semi-final would have been between Shooters and DK. So
But
that is the.
defeated you in penalties then, right?
So basic action would have been still out.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving forward from
with that point.
moving
on that
forward
point,
with that point.
Last podcast one, there was a lot of jokes on this particular team. They kept forgetting the name of the team. All the three guests over there.
Yeah.
You can see the standings over there currently.
The first column.
First column, that the first name over there.
And the first row, actually.
So, what do you say about this current standings? I mean, what are your views on that? How have they changed
They've already sealed their place in the
In the
semis.
semis.
in the semi-berth?
No, they've been playing well. I saw one game of theirs, and they definitely have a better team and more of a united team. Before last year, again, before the league started, everyone was just talking around. Teams won't coordinate. So now this time, good for Gangsters from bottom to first so far.
Are you sure you want to keep insulting gangsters in this podcast?
Of course, they've improved a lot.
Just asking. I mean, we showed you how we reacted to that.
How about you, Melvin?
I personally feel that probably Harshit and Shetty not being there has benefited you. and under Baru's excellent leadership. Tutelage as well. If he's playing, I haven't seen any of the matches, so
He scored.
He scored. Oh, he scored. Wow.
Where?
So
He
probably
not scored.
Nani.
Not on the field.
Conte trekking somewhere. Baru's got the whole authority. Barate also being not a guy.
Barati hasn't played again.
So yeah, I think the whole credit goes to Baru and his excellent leadership.
So, Palta, what do you think of
I
Gangsters?
just think that last time around, Gangsters had that typical Real Madrid syndrome where they had a lot of stars in their team, but they couldn't perform, they couldn't play together. This year, I think the same fate is for Crushers, I think. Crushers are the defending champions. Melvin would probably know what's going on in the team. But yeah, looking at the tables, as of now, I haven't seen them play. Probably tomorrow if they have a match, I'll probably catch some of the action.
Tomorrow is the blood derby.
Red is the color of blood.
Blood derby.
Where is Boban puts it? As Dylan Boban puts it.
Where's BB?
Mallu senior is.
Maybe the Godfather can.
Plus
tell.
also that last year Gangsters were all about attack. This year they've had some defenders. Utsav is also there, so at least some defense
He was
focus.
there last year also. Trying to say.
But like last year, Ashwin and Shetty all wanted to play forward, so somebody has to just take that. It's been reiterated again by Baru and his team.
So, so that is about Gangster, but what about Crushers, Melvin?
Russia will eventually sail through the semis, not to worry.
After penalty.
What about
How will you sail through this?
We
What will it take to
We
sail
have two
through
more
this?
matches, one against Gangsters, which we are certain to defeat, and
Certain?
Certain to defeat.
Manual focus.
because Gangsters will become the whole bubble would burst by then, by Monday, hopefully. And Dream Kickers, it's okay. Itna theek hai. There's ADG and Bopan are insiders over there, so that's why we let them go. So
That's why. No, what did you say? That's why we.
that's why they are there, and
We are very years.
they are there's always crushes.
Yeah, it was also anticipated in podcast one that a certain member of Crushers had a strategy of taking it to penalties. It was intentional of
No, for me
If
it
you-
was probably like if last year the strategy was just to clean sheets, as in not to concede goals. So it was me, Pendy, and Apur Jain and Anshul as well. So we always ensured not to
But
concede goals.
that's apparently, but
Yeah,
according to how it went, you were always on the backside.
ADG to score.
EIG, did you say?
What?
Yeah, so,
See, they had
so we always
They
trusted
had the
to-
perfect strategy. They had the strongest defense to let them keep a clean sheet, and they had ADG up front who
To
they could ensure that
score.
they don't score.
What equalized? What equalized? Being forced to equalize after conceding.
Plus also, I remember Jamboor, is amazing volley against Jamboor, and Jamboor is college team keeper.
Was.
So,
When it doesn't matter, you didn't bid for them, all this is not going to work.
So, moving on to our other two members who are from Royal. So, what do you think of Royals 2014?
I think we've been involved with the team selection and through all the strategies that they keep making. I'm pretty hopeful about the team, although we've lost 2 games, but we've come back pretty strongly. We were hit by injuries and a lot of people.
By we, you mean you.
Yeah. That was last year. Probably that's the way Royals go. And despite the injuries, we still perform and we still win.
Injury.
Injuries.
Riken?
So this time the team's definitely better than last year, but just that we've had bad luck with refereeing as usual. But no,
Let's not point fingers at them.
but no, definitely better team overall, and other teams have done much better and a better team than Royals, the way they've been gelling and all.
That's one good thing they've done is change their keeper to a striker.
Yeah, we changed that.
So Abroad has been promoted to a
From
striker.
keeper to striker.
Is something that has benefited.
So is that why they are conceding?
Could be, but
Is that why Harshit wanted to become striker last year?
मैं बताता हूँ.
he always wanted to play
See,
upright.
every
We'll have to have
keeper has this innate dream of
Scoring
a goal. So I think we just thought that okay, let's give him a chance, and we did give him a chance in the final game.
The 4th game, yeah.
The 4th game where he scored and
I think own goal and
which team was it against? Against Gangsters.
Gangsters.
He got back both goals and then he went on to win. So probably he proved his point and he moved up the order to 10. So that's how it goes.
Okay, let's talk about some fond memories of yours with respect to Arcadia. We have a Division B player, a BM and an FMB player here. B and BM have won Arcadia last year, and FMB was a score. That rivalry has always been there. So what are your thoughts on that kind of environment? And
Arcadia was always something special. It was always like first tournament of the year for us, and having won the tournaments for the past 2 years, and this year surprisingly Division E won under Barate and Bopan. Division E, yeah. So it's always something like a sports set. Being part of that division always wins. That's also being a trend that we've always seen. So this year cricket didn't happen, right, for Arcadia? What happened?
Bopan is
Bopan happened.
Open happened.
He is a bench
NFCL,
kid.
if you've heard of that.
He started an NM cricket league.
Is it a rumor?
Is he an icon
No,
player
it
now?
is really happening because he's the organizing committee. He is it.
Getting back to
Open is it.
No, he started the league just to become the icon player, right?
Yes.
That should be sold in Tier 1.
Just to not buy our cash.
ABG.
Okay. Coming back.
Getting back to NMSL, Palta.
Arcadia.
Let's finish this.
Alright, Arcadia for me, the first year just went past through. We didn't win anything. We just lost at everything and we performed abysmally. But the second year was a blessing in disguise for us. The juniors came in. A lot of them had a lot of talent in volleyball.
Names?
Of all the sports. I think Chauhan. Vivek Chauhan was one of them.
Married them. Okay, fine.
So there were 2 guys who played basketball really well. Football, unfortunately, we again sucked. So yeah, but it was a good tournament. As Melvin has said, pretty much all of that. First tournament of the season.
Especially the basketball game which BM versus C.
Fight with Apoor.
Thanks.
Let's not get there because we'll probably hit that on with NMSL as well. The game that I remember was with Section B. I think that was a very good game for me. It was a memorable game because we did play really well considering that B was the team, actually the college team that played. So I was happy with the performance that we showed, but then unfortunately the result stayed the same.
For family business people, I think this is the first time more people actually seen family business people. I think only in Arcadia actually. There's no family
क्या हुआ
business take part in any of the other sort of marketing contests and all that thing. You don't really see them in sports thing. So I think for family business people, it's always been the thing that okay, now they're seeing us, now this is where we have to perform. Fortunately, we never usually perform unless I think volleyball we did good and basketball, yeah, decent team. But overall, I think Arcadia is for the entire other divisions to see. Acha, ये family business वाला है. Acha, never seen a college before.
But do you foresee family business winning anytime soon?
Not really, because you see that they're not really into participation much. Unfortunately, there are only 4 or 5 people that are really keen into participating. If you see even for all the fests and all, when you see how many people from family business are in the NM team over the years, you'll see that. There are 1, 2 probably, that's it.
None the same.
Plus, Arcadia also helps in selecting the teams for the upcoming tournament. So it usually happens in October. So all the D-School sports fests happen there after that. So it helps find out talent.
Okay, so getting back to NMSL. So NMSL 1.0 was like really spicy. I'm sure all of you guys agree with the fact that we had a lot of interesting duels in many of the games.
Yeah, I think it all.
I think the most interesting one which we witnessed was the Parta Jeevesh
David was Ryan.
Parta Jeevesh conversation. I should put it that way.
Conversation?
So any you want to throw light on that?
Alright, I think it
Yeah,
started when
some of us have really don't know what actually
Yeah,
happened. So you have to give the details.
So what happened exactly was we were I think 2-0 down thanks to a brawl and we were trying to score our goal or do whatever shit we could and then Rohan just missed the goal by Ronak missed a goal by like an
सबके
inch
मुंह
or
पे
something.
रोहन का नाम ही
And then there was this defense guy, I don't know, Javesh's very close friend, I don't know, Tushar. I didn't know his name back then, not right now.
Now he's in Crusher, right?
Yeah. So he said something to him and I was just pumped up. And I was like, what the hell are you saying? I was like, we started abusing and all. And then Jivesh all of a sudden got this energy and then he just started throwing punches in the air. पहले तो मुझे लगा that okay I can handle this guy. But then out of the blue one punch hits me in the face and I was like dude I'm gonna back off. And then although I was showing people that I'm trying to fight it, but then I was like okay take me. So this guy was like huge man, he was 6 feet tall, he was well built. I don't know what I was thinking.
Youth.
That's a long way gone.
Any other interesting moments from NMSL 1.0? Ricket and Melvin.
I think the best moment was against gangsters. They would lose you down, and then the minute they scored the second goal, halftime happened, and they were all talking. We passed by. They was like, "It's our game. There's no way they will come back." We probably took away the top shot from them. And then we put a roll up in front. He scores one, and the second one was his shot that got deflection. I think that was the best part of NMSL for me.
For me, it was probably the finals again. Royals had like played their heart out. They were attacking. We didn't get many chances up front to actually score, but they had a lot of chances. So even to defend and make it to a clean sheet and then go on to penalties. And Rawat missed.
3-0.
So Rawat missed. Ali scored. I almost missed, but he almost like saved mine, and it was really tense. And then Pendy had to take the penalty twice. That was crazy, man.
Scored twice.
And he actually scored twice. He scored both of the times, but like the composure he displayed then was something admirable.
Missing now.
That's why you regretted him.
You just cannot forget Vikram for the final.
And Vikram, as always, because he's always been our keeper, saved us through thick and thin, through all the matches. But penalties again, it was Alirio who was.
But throughout the match,
saving
Vikram
us.
made a lot of.
Yeah. So as I said, Royals were attacking and Vikram for even semis as well. Beda almost scored a couple of times, but Vikram was there to help us out. So that was like the best free transfer to get.
And then the Gopi moment happened.
And Gopi also assisted.
I somehow don't remember that. I don't remember what happened.
Could you walk us through what happened in the finals?
So me, Baru and Vikram were just like as in looking towards as in we were just seeing the scene around, and then we see Arush and Asta hugging, celebrating, blah blah blah. But then Gopi was like almost behind Arush's ass or something.
To kick where it counts.
Kick where it counts exactly at that point. He had that whole crying face, like some weird ass face, and
No, I think it was exactly what he showed.
no, I think.
We've got it on camera.
So he was expecting a hug from either Asta or Arush, can't say, but he waited, finally Utsav came or somebody.
There.
So if you've seen the Facebook pages and all the promotions that are going on with NMSL from first year to second year, it's becoming bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah, first year was nothing, second year was like...
So what do you think? Is NMSL slowly becoming bigger than Arcadia?
Kind of, yeah, because Arcadia was okay, like Savare, TK, but this is more football focused, so each one of us participates in a bigger, better effort put, so makes it.
I mean,
Can you just make that sentence please?
you see from the number of people
Cancel.
He's throwing words.
you see the number of people that show up for the games for, so you'll see in Arcadia, you can tell how much participation is there from not just players but from outsiders. So I definitely think this is bigger than Arcadia.
I still would just beg to differ from the two because Arcadia
Taking it point forward.
Arcadia involves a lot more people who are not just who don't just play football, and there are a lot of people who don't play football.
He's talking
So-
about the girls.
Yeah, actually. So it gives a chance to everyone to, even if you don't play really well. So NMSL is all about players who can play, finding the right talent. If you find the players all right, in the end, most of the teams get players who are left behind. But then in Arcadia, everyone gets an equal chance because all the sections have their own teams, have their teams for each sport. So that involves a lot more people. So I think Arcadia is much bigger, although on the execution front, NMSL takes the score of it.
Okay, so another question to you, Anchit. Who do you think is the best defender of NMIMS?
From
I'll make it easy for you. Only the 13 batch.
only the 13 match. I'll have to go with Rikin on this. I'm sorry. I'll have to go with Rikin because I've seen at times that Melvin has this tendency to go way up front. Rikin will hold his place once you tell Rikin that okay, you've got to. Actually, you don't have to tell him. He knows he has to stay here. He gathers his ground. He covers all of it. Melvin has this tendency that he'll be like, okay, you play here. I am going up front.
Like David Luiz.
That's like Harshit, so we
Yeah,
seen
so-
that.
I think you guys really needed Harshit in the goal to tell Melvin how far ahead he can be.
Could you get
As all
that
of
one more
us-
time? Like what happened?
As all of us saw that in Maika when Mahajan and Melvin were like defending.
Screech out. Scary though.
Anyway.
Melvin, so you know the current lineup of Crushers. So you know the changes also which have happened from NMSL 1.0. So what would your strategy would have been regarding the retention of players, of different players?
I would have retained ADG, Pendy and Bopan for sure because there were places for them. Surprisingly, it didn't happen, which was probably some different strategy by them, but could be for the better. By the end of the league, we'll realize.
Yes. About that.
Would you still say this if they are not sitting here?
Exactly.
Would you still say the same if they were not sitting here?
No, I would have wanted ADG and Pendy for sure.
So that means you wouldn't want Bopan.
Bopan is a liability. He can go to play cricket.
We've heard. But on a serious note, given the fact that there's DK versus Crushers tomorrow, how would you feel if ADG scores a couple of goals and you lose 2-0?
Bopan scores.
And Bopan assists.
As usual.
As usual,
Oh, like the nose assisting.
The nose assisting.
Can't bother. So yeah, I'll be happy for ADG, but sad that we lose. But can't say, we'll just celebrate over the night. With
And about this entire retention thing, in terms of being able to retain 3 players. So what is your thought process and what do you guys feel about it? And
We'll start with Ricken.
Yeah.
It's good to retain a couple of players because each team has its own like culture and its own strategy and its own way of playing the game. So you have 3 main players who can bring it forward to the new incoming people. So then the whole team style remains the same. So I think just retaining players is always good.
Actually, I back Ricken on that because it's really important that at least some of the players are retained. It's good for the team if the players who are retained were the ones who had taken charge in their respective positions. So we saw Stoop last year who had
Anus too.
Stoop last year who had assisted Ricken very well and he took charge. Then we had a brawl, although he was not retained.
No, both of them were not retained actually.
I got him back.
I'm just saying that in terms of getting the player back, not just retaining him. There's Mahajan, of course. Mahajan, the icon player as it stands right now. So we needed him because more than anything else. Because last year there were a lot of players. There was a lot of confusion as to who will play where. Mahajan, I think this time around he's playing where he should play. So that I think is also giving him the opportunity.
And that is?
Whatever a defender.
Right mid. That's where he's playing.
why wasn't Said and Ronak retained?
Actually, I wanted to retain both of them, but Ronak got chosen as an icon and he just sort of.
He chose to do the
But the thing is that if you
It's
retained him,
as well.
if you had retained him, he wouldn't have become an icon.
Oh, sure.
So that is
There was
where
a-
your logic,
there was a-
your circular logic goes wrong.
Yeah, so it was just what do I say?
How things played out.
Yeah. He took Ronak. Ronak took Sid with him. So
Oh.
yeah, he
Ah.
And the match
So-
is gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Blood.
did.
Blood.
Ricken, last year Royals had a very famous strategy, and just directly the defender gives the ball over there to the striker. But as we've seen yesterday, the striker has become redundant in this strategy. So do you think after yesterday, I'm sure you've seen Anustup's goal from yesterday.
No,
Have you heard about it?
I heard about it.
You heard about it, right? Apparently, he cleared the ball and it went directly over the keeper's head into the
No,
goal.
It bounced inside.
Did it bounce?
No, it did.
It went directly.
It went directly over his head.
Who was the keeper?
Bounce.
Dengue, malaria,
Something.
Rawat,
chikungunya.
Rawat, very close friend.
So yeah, with a strategy like what Anustup has shown yesterday, do you think it's an evolution of last year's? Is this Royals plus or is it like Diet Royals now? What do you think?
I think it's like you said, an evolution. Instead of now just giving it to the striker, why don't you try for the keeper?
So do you think you wasted money on Abroad this season? Or did you really buy Abroad as the keeper?
Someone's got to be there to collect if the keeper decides to stop the
Yeah,
ball.
like just by
Rebound. Take the shades of the keeper.
Oh, yeah, keep
the post.
So we need a poacher.
We need a poacher.
Keeper decision.
You need a what? Poacher. Poacher.
You heard
Opponents.
Okay. And how a good Stoop is, once in a while he'll kick a little short. So then you have a goal to.
So there's a variation in the way he.
Of course, yeah. Think of every angle of the way he's going to kick it.
But he kicks a Twitter shot, right?
No, the one yesterday wasn't.
You realize he also doesn't know which side the ball is going.
So that's why we have everyone around there. We play around him.
Okay, so that's pretty much from our side. Any questions from the audience? If
yeah, lots of questions actually.
One question particular to Melvin. You've been pretty active in the NM Footy WhatsApp group. So do you think DK and Gangsters, they have been blessed by Lady Luck?
What are the ladies again?
Baru and
Baru and Bopan.
Right.
Oh,
Baru,
those-
Bopan
I
and
thought the
DT.
Wags or something. Okay. Baru probably yes. Can't say. Haven't
Why not? Because Bopan won Arcadia last year and then he won Arcadia this year.
Oh yeah, then he's destined to win NMSL also this year. Huh?
So really lucky, isn't it?
Could be possibility, but can't say. Baru, I'm more sure.
And that could actually make him the most
He's a numero uno.
most successful fourth person in Indian
You know, right? You know.
He's the number one player.
Sky.
Huh?
But Melvin, on this entire issue of having real, what to say, bad support from the ladies last year in the league, what do you think about NMSL 2.0 in terms of that? I know you haven't seen the games, but just seeing all that's on Facebook and stuff. And Parta and Rikin have seen the games, right? So, what do you guys have to say on that in terms of having bags at the ground?
It does encourage the players to perform better so that pre-match, post-match,
You get hug parties.
parties, hugs, all those things actually boost
Boost the
your...
team.
What is this?
Now you're going towards your Team Crushes logo.
So now we know why Bopan. When was the moment when Bopan decided to get a hug dispenser for himself? Last year, finals. Anyway, Rikin, what do you think about this whole issue?
It's good. Like you see the players are all excited now. You see that there's so many girls that come to watch the game, not just the owners. You see, other than that, there's so many people that come on the ground. Like there's no place for the linesmen to run up and down, and people just want to stand on the pitch. And it's encouraging to the players.
Did you notice?
Do you think it's encouraging for the linesmen to when you, because in a word I'd like to borrow from Praveen here, you pump into people.
Yeah. There's no place you kind of push around, try your best.
So have you noticed he can't elaborate much, he's already engaged.
Well, congratulations on your engagement, man.
I think most of it has already been said. It'll just be a repetition of.
बहुत दिया इसने.
That just ups the glamour quotient of the.
Probably a lot
Of
more
the league.
tomorrow. We could see all three of you tomorrow. Probably.
Yeah.
Plus with Palta, I guess, like...
No, Palta might be injured tomorrow.
No, Palta gets injured, he trips and a girl comes to rescue.
Okay. Yeah, so what we have here is we've listed down all the fixtures which are remaining, and and we have mentioned all the what the table looks like right now. So to give you an idea what the current situation is, so we'd like each one of you to just predict who will win the rest of the matches and eventually the league. So probably Palta can start.
Do you want us to write the score as well? Or?
No, it's up to you. It's up to you.
If it's a hammering against
And if you know the
youngsters,
players, you can also say the score.
Alright, for Royals and Shooters, I'll probably say 1-0 to Royals.
Stoke scores.
I'd stick with a brawl this time. Against Crushers and Dream Kickers, I
Let him do.
I would like
want
to.
the Crushers to win.
We would like to mention that it's a pretty
It's a
big match.
Yeah, that's why I actually want the Crushers to win so that the league becomes a little more interesting. And gangsters and Crushers. Okay.
Looking at
So
the current
looking at the
form.
current form, I just don't think anyone can beat them. But then I'd still go with the Crushers
To make it
to
interesting.
make it interesting.
Probably you can write it 0-0 and penalties.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Crushers. Actually, I'd do this here also. Okay, Shooters and Dream Kickers.
Very much.
Again,
So you do have to roll two players.
And probably both those players would be playing.
yeah.
It's a,
very easy result, yeah. That is
It's a-
one-sided.
Yeah, Shooters.
Shooters.
I'll just say 0-1 to
Perfect.
Leo PK.
okay, then we can probably get it in the next phase. We can bring up on Ricken.
So Royal Shooters 2-0.
That pen can be only used for the second game.
Only for the second game. 0-0
by the way.
to Dream Kickers. Gangsters Crushers. Gangsters. 1-0 to Gangsters. And Shooters DK 0-3.
So Team Tigers eventually in the league.
So
according to.
they can that probably means that Crushers won't make it to the.
Yeah, don't make it to the semis.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And that's really interesting because now Melvin comes up.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Melvin, would you like to change?
No, Crushers make it. Shooters won't.
So Royals versus Shoot. 1-0. Yeah. Probably. Who plays for Royals? Margin. Let Margin score one. On the field.
Come on, Dilby.
And Crushers, it's gonna be
5-0.
6-0.
ADG and
We want a realistic scoreline.
He's
One,
talking
one,
about
one.
penalties.
It's gonna happen and Crushers always winning penalties.
So Crushers conceding one.
only win penalty. So only win penalty.
They concede and they equalize and then they go into that.
Yeah.
The usual thing. So basically, strategy is like
Unfortunately, they said they don't have the person who scores usually.
Or
So
probably,
So what will you
or
do?
probably
Now-
now he's
that,
taken on that role.
that player is still playing the match, so he might score.
okay.
Off the field.
That's why 1-1
No.
from DK.
Okay,
Not good.
who will score for dream kickers in this
That is a very interesting question.
Bhopal.
I think Bopan knows us as ADG goal.
The usual.
The usual. So yeah, ADG would score here somewhere. And Gangsters, it's gonna be one because I know that by then Monday they'll be very chilled out, qualified, and we'll have a easy match, something like that. Hopefully. And this could be scored by.
Bharati might get his first start.
Some junior.
Let
Some
Rawat
junior.
score this time.
Let Rawat score. Okay.
Rawat will pass.
So it will.
Into the goal.
It would be like a handball and Rawat takes the penalty and he scores.
Rawat-
Either that or Rawat it's a handball and Rawat does a handball to the field.
Still, it's only penalties.
Oh yeah, handball.
Handball to penalties.
By normal time में penalty. Different.
By the way, penalties and Rawat have a very love-hate relationship.
Sometimes it is.
This is a fun fact, but Rawat is the first person in the around the world. He's the first person in the history of football to be yellow carded for a handball while taking a penalty.
Which match was this?
This was against
IIM Lucknow.
it was in IIM Lucknow against
Referee.
Jaipuria.
Interesting college.
Interesting call. And this shooters, nah. Sorry, Bendy.
It's okay.
DK probably. Bhopal let him score once.
Let him score.
He's so confident in Bhopal and ADG. Why did they leave them?
I don't get it.
All the goals have been scored by
No,
Bhopal and
he didn't want to
ADG.
leave.
You had the money to spend.
So who wanted? No, you can tell us the inside. Who wanted to leave? But who were the people who wanted to not leave?
No, who kicked them out? Let's put it that way. You let him get it.
According to your
Come on, you can give us a couple of names.
I think it would be Arush and Asta because the hug thing never happened.
Oh, that is more open.
ADG got lot of ones.
I think this conversation can go on. We all know
in the evening at Stoops.
whom you guys want to win, whom you guys want should win the league. Probably we can get a word on who you guys think would lose in the finals.
So like shooters are
Now, who's going to go to the
So
final?
according to Melvin, shooters go through again.
No.
Get out
In the
again.
finals.
Yeah.
In the finals.
And Rikin. All the three. Shooters are out.
Let's talk about the finals. Who do you
I
think
think
would
we should
play?
build up to the final. Who's the team who's going to get eliminated guaranteed?
Shooters.
Shooters. So then the semis line up.
Would be
Gangsters.
Now we can't predict that, right? So let's talk about the finals. Who, would be
Finals,
the,
finals.
who do you think would reach the finals?
Crushers Royals again. Let's hope for that.
I don't think
Second of doubt there.
Do it this time, but Royals will. I think this time around, it's gonna be good to see Gangsters coming in.
Gangsters, Royals.
Gangsters versus Royals would be a good final.
Winners.
Winners is all again,
But
I would always
so given the fact that
Gangsters.
Crushers are not going to qualify for the finals,
According to them.
going according to them, so who do you think would win the league?
If it's between Royals and Gangsters, I'd go with Gangsters. Because he wanted to win the league and
we also wanted to win the league.
more than any anybody, he cried about it. So
Okay, guys, thanks a lot for taking time out for this. I'm sure we all would be there tomorrow to see the match, and probably all of us would be there in the evening as well for the party.
After party.
For the party.
Who's ready for this party?
So a round of applause, guys, for our guests. Go.
What's this?
So, any closing remarks on the podcast?
Actually, a very good initiative by I think Mahajan all
Juniors.
who approached us with the ones we knew. Actually, it's a very good initiative. Generates a lot of interest about the league. So I think job well done.
and also helps us come back to college, give us an excuse to be part of this whole scenario all over again.
Yeah, you have your memories back with whichever team you are with, so you definitely will come back. Maybe after a couple of years, if you're alumni teams, everyone that's passed out.
I thought that was this year though.
Yeah, I might.
It's Arcadia.
And helping in the alum fund.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.